That sounds good to me. Last count I did of all my shoes, I was past 300. I think I'm up to like 320 shoes now. Um, I don't think I've added in the last couple yet to my like encyclopedia that I have on my phone. But yeah, like 320, right around there. I think that's about a close estimate.
Um, is there ever a point where you're like, is this too many shoes? Do I need any more? Do you ever think about that?
I think the influence comes from other people with that.
Yeah.
Because I myself only catch myself thinking about that when other people present that to me
Oh,
as
okay.
something that could be a possibility. There's definitely the understanding that there's a lot of shoes in here from me. I know there's a lot of shoes. I don't wear any of them as much as I would like to. You know, if it was just a perfect world, I'd probably put on 4 or 5 every single day. But that's just a lot of laundry at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I can't make that many outfits. But no, I think for me, like, I could continue collecting. If I was to have to downscale, I think it would just be just because of like the quality of life. I don't want to get boxed in.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want my house to look like a freaking Vans Emporium. I want it to be all parts of my expression.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm comfortable with my shoes. Yeah, so I dropped out of high school in 2014 when I was a sophomore. I dropped out because I fell behind in some classes due to medical issues. When I was a freshman, I was diagnosed with SVT, supraventricular tachycardia. So basically, like, I have an extra pathway inside of my heart, and the way that most people's heart beats, it beats just in a circle, I guess, and mine beats in like a figure eight. And so the doctors, once they found that like I had a really irregular heartbeat, and that sometimes I'd go into these rhythms of like deep palpitations, and I'd be having heartbeats from like anywhere between like 175 beats per minute to upwards of like 230, 240 sometimes. And yeah, it was a little bit intense.
To take in as like a, what are you, like 13, 14 in high school?
Yeah,
Freshman?
definitely. But I mean, before that, I was just a goofball. I mean, I got up to a bunch of trouble, and I didn't really have any kind of like hardships to overcome.
Uh-huh.
I mean, like relatives passing away, but like great grandmas as they were, great grandpas as they were. I mean, it's like you feel it differently as a kid when that sort of stuff is happening. But like that was the first big thing that I personally had to challenge and overcome. And yeah, it's just like I was going through that like on my own, kind of.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I had family definitely that was there in support of me and taking care of me as I was recovering, but still, like, I guess like the mental struggle of being like, holy shit, my body's crazy, and like all these other kids that I used to play with all the time, like, I'm not able to do that right now, and they don't get it. I always come across one specific moment in my mind when I'm thinking about like connecting with a customer as far as that goes, and it was like this kind of heated return exchange situation that came in. I think when I was like just a supervisor to start, but the lady who came in was with her son, and she was very like upset about this pair of shoes. She's like, I bought this pair of shoes. They don't fit my son. I need a return. I need help with it immediately. But she was like wanting to situate an exchange, but we didn't have the pair of shoes. And so I was like, okay, well, like let me see if I can order it online. I could call Coronado. She's like, I need this pair of shoes. She was very specific. And then she started getting a little bit of a stiff lip, and she looked like she was about to cry. And I was like, well, this took a quick turn. What's going on? And then she leaned into me and she's like, I need this pair of shoes because my son's best friend was killed in this pair of shoes, and it's his connection to his best friend, you know? And so immediately like changed the whole entire situation in the way that I was like connecting with them. I mean, not to say that I was being a jerk before, but I was like, I was trying to understand the situation and get it resolved. But now I'm like, I will frickin' run to the next Vans store on my bare feet to go get that pair of shoes, you know? Like, I'll do whatever it takes to make sure that you're getting helped out. And the weirdest part about it was like the shoe that the mom brought back was my size.
Oh.
So, of course, it wound up in my collection.
That's awesome.